Today is Millicent Green-Polovic, and she's from the law offices of Donna Thornton Green, and we're going to answer some of your Social Security disability questions. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Our first question says, I'm in remission from colon cancer, but now I don't have any warning about needing the restroom multiple times a day. Is this a reason to file for disability?
That certainly can be a reason to file for disability if you have a colorectal or a bladder condition that causes you to have bathroom urgency or frequency to the point where you are off task throughout the day from your job, or you need to take extra breaks that are not being accommodated by your employer. That is certainly a basis for disability. If you can show that you're going to be off work for more than 15% of the day, and when I say off work, I mean away from your workstation, then that certainly can support a disability claim. But you do need to have medical proof of your condition and how that is limiting you and the need to use the restroom multiple times a day. Even though your cancer is in remission, which is awesome, you still can have symptoms from cancer, and this is true for any cancer condition, effects of chemotherapy, the effects of the surgery, and symptoms that'll make it where you still may be disabled.
Okay, that's good information. Okay, our next caller wants to know, she says, I have been a stay-at-home mom and was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Social Security said that I'm not eligible for disability. Is there anything I can do?
Well, there are two types of disability claims, and the first is a disability insurance benefit claim, and that's where you are alleging disability based on your work record. So you're eligible because you have worked enough in the last 10 years that you are insured for disability benefits. And that is what we usually say 5 out of the last 10 years or 20 out of the last 40 credits, and it doesn't have to be continuous work. So if you've been a stay-at-home mom and you've not worked enough in the last 10 years, then you're not going to be eligible based on your work record, even if you worked prior to the last 10 years. The other type of disability benefit is SSI, or supplemental security income, and that's based on having limited income or resources. It's $2,000 for an individual or $3,000 for a couple. So if you have a spouse who's working, that we look at household income. So if there's someone in the household working, you're not likely to be eligible for disability benefits based on SSI. So that's likely what's happened in your situation. Not worked enough and have someone else who's working in the home since you're a stay-at-home parent. I also see this a lot with self-employment, where you don't pay taxes on your earnings even though you've worked. It's the same thing. You're still not going to be eligible for benefits. The only thing you can do is if your circumstances change, or if you go back to work, then you can become reinsured. So unfortunately, that's kind of the situation that you're in.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, our next caller said, someone told me I should wait until I turn 60 to file for disability. Is that good advice?
Well, it really depends on the situation, but in general, you can be found disabled at any age. It doesn't matter how old you are. But the law does get a bit more lenient when you reach age 50, which is what we call advanced age, or approaching advanced age, and age 55, which is advanced age. Age 60, you're approaching retirement age. I find that functionally there's not really much difference between 55 and 60 in terms of the ease of winning your case. But if you have conditions that are severe and preventing you from work, it doesn't really matter how old you are. Your case may be a little quicker to win or a little easier to win if you're older. But if you're in that circumstance where you're wrestling with, should I file now or should I wait a few years, meet with an attorney, meet with someone who can give you an opinion about what your specific circumstances are and whether or not it's a good idea for you to file now or wait.
Perfect. Okay, we've still got many more questions, so if you'll come back with me after the break, we'll field those too. All right, come right back to us after this.